What is up, beautiful people? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Auto Skin Detail. Give them a follow on Instagram, like a couple pictures, show them some love. Let's go. Yo, I'm just happy to be here. What is up, beautiful people of the world? My name is ExZac Change, and I'm happy to be here today with my guest, Bobby Hodge of City Chapters, and of course, my co-host, Mr. Cody Duncan.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful Friday evening in January, fellas. Spokane, wet and cold as usual. How long have you been here, man? Did you grow up here? Or?
Yeah, since sixth grade, and grew up in Medical Lake. So,
really, I think you're from Colorado.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
See, I did a little bit of research.
Denver.
Nice.
Yep, I was there till 6, and then we moved up here. So
basically, like your whole life,
basically,
you've been up here.
I'm from here. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Have you always been have we always had like that hustler spirit, or like how did you get into where you're at right now? Like as far as the mentality.
I guess you could say I've always had a hustler spirit for sure. I always had a wild spirit. I just snowboarding since I was 6, skiing since I was 3, just doing crazy stuff,
Holy shit.
Crazy white boy things. And then in high school, and even like in school, I remember like those candy selling contests they'd have you do where you get the magazine and you pick out your prize or what you wanted to get. I remember I always got what I wanted.
Really?
Pretty much.
Oh my God, bro.
Dude, I
think there was a few times I didn't get it and I didn't like that I didn't get it. So the next year, it's like, I'm gonna. So.
That was like door to door, right? Like
it was like door to door when that was okay,
Like, hello, sir.
Now we shelter our kids from doing things like that.
I remember those too. The
That's right.
Yeah, the candy sale. You would like assume the sale. We're out here selling candy. What's up? And they'd be like, all right. They might not even get their candy.
Bro, I for real just like told them that I knocked doors and I just ate that shit.
Or pocketed the money.
Yeah, I just sold some to like the friends and shit.
Yeah.
But I for real was
sure.
like, it was so terrifying to me to like be a child to go knock on something. Like I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have like a
sales book
or some some type of class or some shit. Like, but all right, guys, this is how you do it. They're just like, here, sell this shit. I don't know. Call
Step
your aunt.
1. Yeah. Yeah.
So one thing I was wondering that I definitely wanted to bring up is like maybe to like fill in a little, people who may not know. Bobby, why don't you explain a little bit of like your background and like what you people may know you for.
What they may know me for?
Or like, how they, what you're into, what you have going on, like, why don't you explain a little bit so that you can, what you're into right now?
Are we talking about City Chapters then? Is that
or any kind of brand building type of thing that if you've done anything in the past you want to talk about, or City Chapters?
So I guess business wise, I had Third Kind Apparel for a couple years. That was pretty small time brand, really.
I love that shit.
Yeah, but
I have
many Third Kind Apparel shirts.
Yeah. And it was my first idea for a clothing line. And I like the idea because the number 3 just is like a huge part of my life. I'm Robert John Hodge III. I was born in March, the 3rd month. I was born at 3 a.m.
Oh, whoa.
Number in high school for all sports was always 3.
Oh, sick.
And then, body, mind, spirit, all those different things. So I just was playing off, and I always been interested in space. So I was just playing off the movie, and just named it Third Kind Apparel. That's and cool. that was probably my first, like, kind of getting some kind of recognition in town for doing something different. that was outside just the normal corporate stuff.
I feel like I just saw like a lot of rappers was rocking it.
Yeah, I was definitely in the music scene. I think that was like really where my niche fell in town. And that was just really a local brand. I had a few hip hop artists, rap artists that came through town, and at the knit we met and I gave them some stuff. So Zion, I was wearing my stuff for a little bit. And,
Oh, that's right. In a lot of his pics. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Beanies and stuff.
His
yeah.
son too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's probably the biggest.
How did that what did you learn through that? Like, what was your biggest piece from kind of doing that?
I think you just need to have. Well, one, I think it was good just to go start it. Like, and I just started with like shitty Gildan shirts, just started from
You just had to go.
the bottom and didn't know what I was doing really at all. I just wanted to do it. I was making crappy graphics on some crappy graphic, like it was just something I got off of. It was like off a MacBook, but it was just like an
image builder or something.
It was like bootleg Illustrator, like to the highest degree that I started on. It was like using paint, to make graphics at first. Not that bad, but I knew a little bit better than that. But it was just making simple stuff and then like copy paste in, and then I just kind of started teaching myself from there, and getting to the higher levels now. I only use Illustrator, Adobe products, and everything. So,
But so it just sounds like it was like you had to just do it. You had to kind of like get rid of any excuses and be like, oh man, I don't want to do on these shirts or use this or that. Like a lot of people, they're just thinking about where they want to be. Where a lot of times you just got to put something into action, and learn from that, and that'll catapult you into this next thing.
I started it too. I mean, because I was locked up for 6 months, which changed my life. And while I was in there, I was thinking of what I could do when I got out to put my life on a more positive trajectory. And I developed Third Kind in jail. About like halfway in, I was like writing down ideas, and then I had this idea, and I was like, I love space, I love clothing. I don't know, it's something that I could do. It's something that you can get recognition for.
So what were you doing before jail? Like you weren't doing any clothing line stuff?
No, hustling.
Yeah.
In the streets and
just getting into trouble, doing shit.
Oh yeah, lots of trouble.
So it didn't really have like that purpose, that thing that you were like driving towards.
No, I was a nightmare. I was America's nightmare at that point.
So what age was that?
I got locked up when I was 21. My 6 months was like through all the holidays, my birthday. So it like really taught me what it would be like to be there during the most important times, because I'm still close with my mom and my family. And just, watching, like, I remember on New Year's that year, I was in county downtown, and I was just watching the fireworks from the sliver of my window and being like, this is where I'm lucky I only got the 6 months. So I went to jail for second-degree assault, but they were trying to hit me first-degree assault with a deadly weapon. It was some serious shit that happened, and so it looked like I might be doing 10-plus years. They gave me a deal because they knew it was somewhat self-defense, but I was using excessive force, they said. And, I took it really as a blessing from God that I was only doing 6 months and that I needed to take this as a time to really look at my life. And this was the first time I was able to like really just sit down and think about all the things I had gotten myself into, where my life was leading towards, because the people at that time knew I was going to get locked up, I was going to kill somebody, or I was going to get killed. It was one of those three. And I really feel like going to jail is one of the best things that ever happened to me. So I try to take that time, like I said, to really think about different ideas. And I started Third Kind about 3 months after I got out. And
what year was this?
2011.
Okay, 11.
So it was like you really just had to, because where in life, in the chaos of life, do you ever have that like complete solitude to where you're forced to, you know, just sit there and just really sit on it, right? Because there's always something to get into or something to do or somewhere to go or.
Yeah, and it's like that in jail too. I mean,
Is it?
I mean, county time is can be different. Like where I was being up, you know, you're doing 22 hours a day in your cell with one other person, and sometimes you're not getting out of that cell for 4 days, 8 days. I think 9 days was the longest lockdown we had.
Wow.
But you know, there's you can still bullshit with your cellie, and you know, it depends. Like my cellie's, this one specifically, he was, you know, scary individual.
Really?
You know, it's just like a pit bull on meth. You know what I mean? Like he was.
What was his name?
I'm not gonna say no names.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, he was just I remember, you know, there's just some times in there where you really think about like where like I was like locked in that building because I went between Geiger and there, and I don't want to go too far off on this story.
Yeah, no,
you know, but
good.
I mean, it just gives background for what I've been through and where I'm at now and how hard I've had to work to get to just this place, just to get the opportunity for you guys to invite me to a podcast because you think I might have something to say is just awesome. So,
cool.
Well, I think that it sounds like it was an instrumental piece in your growth as just a person.
You know, I just had something happen to me last Friday that was a reawakening, and it was violent and it sucked, but I got through it and I'm using it to better my life. You know, the violence was used against me, but I'm not I take these things, you know, there's these moments where there's huge shifts that can happen in your life if you allow it to. You know, if you allow it to work in the way that it can be intended, if you're looking for the best possible outcome of why this happened to you. And so like with jail, I was like, this is a divine intervention or whatever you want to call it. That's how I look and felt it. And so I let it, you know, course correct me, and I've never been in the streets since. You know, I got out, and you know, a lot of my friends that knew me before and after were like, you know, that I heard one of them say like, gives me faith in the justice system. You know, I don't, you know, it's based on the individual. Not everybody obviously goes to jail and comes out better. I think it just depends on how you use that time and if you're serious about it, because high majority of the people in there are not taking it for betterment. They're just in there until they can get out around.
There's people who could have got a deal and did 6 months and just did the same shit. You know,
they're like, I only got 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and
they didn't see it as like, oh my God. You know, what were you in there already when you thought you could get 10 years and then it turned out to just be 6 months? Like, 'cause you had to be just tripping.
Oh, good question.
No, I was.
You knew when you were.
I was on the streets before the detectives caught up with me for a while, and then once the detectives got a hold of me, you know, they, you know, basically try to hit me with the highest charges they could. And I mean, full disclosure at this point, since everybody's probably wondering what happened, it's just I was in an alleyway. 6 guys tried to jump me because my other friend had beat up their friend in the bar. And I defended myself with a knife, and one of them got hurt, you know. And so, but these guys went and lied to the police and told them that I attacked this guy by himself in an alleyway for no reason and all this crazy stuff. So when the detectives got to me, they obviously think this victim got attacked for no reason. And my side of the story was, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
That's crazy. It's like whoever they get to first gets to just
not to say anything. So,
but that's nuts.
It worked against me in that point, not saying anything because I didn't do anything wrong, you know.
Yeah.
But
so you didn't stick around. You got in a fight. Someone got stabbed and you left. It's not like you were. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know, and it's not anything I'm proud of, but you know, I think as a man in certain
What were you supposed
instances,
to do?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to do what you have to do, man.
For
I'm
real.
not gonna. 6 people can kill you, and I've seen homies and people get severely hurt and almost killed from being jumped by people. So
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna let these 6 guys beat up on me because my friend knocked out their friend. I had nothing to even do with it,
Yeah.
and I wasn't involved with it in any type of way.
Well, I hope that
So-
everybody grows from that situation.
I hope so
you know
too.
What I'm saying?
You know, even the guy that got hurt in the situation, I'm thankful he didn't die, obviously, because then that would have changed everything in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just having like such a close brush with that kind of situation.
It can happen like at any time. I feel like, you know, when the bars are open and people are drinking,
Ain't
and
that shit crazy?
it's just
Now that shit's not around.
Did you guys hear about
know?
that guy that got put, the tattoo artist from the Valley that got put in jail? You know, yeah.
No, what
I just
happened?
read about that the
Let's
other
hear it.
day on Inlander, I think, actually. Yeah.
What ended up happening?
This homie got put in jail for murder because he looked like a guy that beat a man to death at a bar. And these 2 girl witnesses who obviously are not, I don't know what's up with them, but they almost ruined a man's life because they weren't 100% sure who
This
this
is in the
person
Valley.
was. And they got on, and they just got on Facebook. We're looking up, somehow found this guy, was like, oh, it was him. So then they tell detectives this. Detectives move on that whack ass evidence. Hear that. Know your due diligence, do your work. You can't just be arresting people because they look like somebody. And they come in, raid his house, basically, pull him, arrest him in front of his children, try to commit him on murder. And then they end up finding the real killer later, and he got released. But he had to go through all that. And probably, I don't know what happened with his tattoo shop in the mall. And all
hopefully
that,
he gets
but
compensated.
Hell yeah, he should.
Well, and it's crazy the injustices that just happen, just like that, and then just what you were just talking about with your situation, like literally trying to do the right thing, and you know what I mean. And then all of a sudden it's just what? Like I could only imagine what it would be like, especially to be, you know, just like I don't even know what, who's here picking me, raiding my what, who,
Yeah.
who are you, what?
Yeah, all right. I don't think they raided his house, but they knocked on the door and arrested him there.
Yeah,
But
no, no.
still, I mean, it
Could
was
you
in the middle of
imagine?
the night, and they were sleeping.
And
It's
you've
like a
never,
raid to me.
you
Yeah,
didn't
for
do
sure.
anything, and you're just
Yeah.
like, they're just like, you're arrested now. Like, is this a bad dream? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
is happening?
And then, I mean, the
that's
worst thing about
insane.
it, a lot of people can't come back from just the accusation. Like, someone saying you're being accused of that.
It's
You know
bad.
what I mean?
Already just-
you can't
Yeah,
even come
no,
back
it-
from that shit.
Well,
like,
yeah,
a
he's
lot
got
of
to
time.
build his name up, all his people and everybody that thought he murdered somebody at a
Yeah.
bar. Like,
Yeah.
So
and
good
I mean,
on-
let
but-
alone the tattoo shop. If he probably got tats on his face, you know.
yeah,
what I
he
mean?
tatted up.
Yeah, so, I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
But I
Yeah.
think props, especially to the Inlander for covering
Hell
that
yeah,
shit.
I'm
and-
glad.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
need to be putting these detectives on blast and these people that are ruining people's lives. Like, you guys have the highest job to uphold. You can't just whim off because some girls saw a guy that looked like the guy at the bar on Facebook and told you that. You're going off of that to arrest a man. You have no other evidence, and you're gonna put this man down for that. Somebody got to go, but you better be damn sure who it is. And there's so many people that have done time, as we all know, that had nothing to do with the crimes they're
Is it just the
serving
pressure to solve the case, and they just
for.
gotta?
I think so.
We've
for
all
sure,
seen the
but
show.
We have to work. Obviously, in this last year's shown us that we got to work on the system, man. This is, we have to figure out better ways.
Well, I think that just the transparency of just having
Right.
the phones and having the communication and having the people being able to. The people are so powerful, bro. The people
Yeah.
are powerful, more powerful than everything. Like, if you guys know what's going on with this whole like Dogecoin and this like the fucking GameStop stocks and the AMC stocks and all this crazy shit.
I don't know what's going on.
It's
with that.
like-
I saw something about the
Educate us.
GameStop on a meme.
These
or
guys
some
are
shit.
these
I
guys
don't
are
know
these
what it was.
memes are like
Yeah.
raising like
Yeah.
people are coming together and like raising these stocks
Yeah.
and just when people come together and just make something more valuable because everybody's talking about it and building it up and shit, and it's
Right.
just skyrocketing, and then people like hedge fund motherfuckers are just like, well, this is some bullshit. What the fuck? And it's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful to see, man. Like the people
Yeah.
can come together with phones and record this injustice and say, hey, and tell our stories. And then, that gets people together in big numbers when that kind of stuff happens, that's when you actually see change.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like you got to pressure these like corporations, businesses. Like as soon as there's enough like public pressure, they just cave.
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah.
You know.
Well, we had, once we demand what we want, we are gonna get it. But they got us brainwashed highly out here. Most people don't have that, and like even some of the things that people fight for, it's just like, why? That's where all our energy is going. GameStop stock. Like we got so many other things we all could be joining up for to make major differences. And that's something that I'm learning, like it's not an easy thing, and there's a lot of complexities to this world that are baffling and hard to comprehend, and so we're all just trying to make our way. But, a big part of City Chapters is for me to be able to teach people that are going through the streets like I was and help them maybe get out of that, especially like the youth. That's where what I've been trying to work on, becoming a good man so that I can be a leader to the young ones that are lost, and help them understand and be a mentor to people that are seeking better outcomes but just don't see a way. I want to be able to create paths for them. I mean,
I think a lot of people don't have mentors.
I don't, and I wish every day I do. I was just talking to a few people about this, I just wish we had elders we could really talk to. And you read about all tribal history and everything, like initiation. We don't have, I just read a book too. I've read it actually several times. It's called Iron John, but it's about the initiation.
That's the one I messaged you about.
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really interested in reading that. I haven't checked that out.
Yeah, it's about the initiation of men, and we don't have that. We don't know. I wish I would have had. Actually, I kind of want to just go back to that whole situation with me getting locked up. I wish I would have had an elder, a mentor at that time that I could have gone to and I'm like, hey, this is what happened. This is what I did. What should I do? And I guarantee if I would have had a male like me in my life at that time, I'd be like, you need to tell the police everything that happened. But everything I was told, you don't tell the police anything, don't talk to the police. And that went way against me, even though I don't think I deserved to go to jail for that. But there was a lot of other things in my life at that point that I need to be checked for, and so I didn't really fight it and I don't really regret it. But if that were to happen to somebody I see, that was like, dog, I was just trying to defend myself and now they're trying to hit me with this.
Because you could also,
and then I'd be like, you need to just tell them the truth.
Because it could send you down the wrong path. Like you happen to take that, it happened to make you better. But it could definitely send somebody into a depression or send somebody down just like a fuck it, bro.
It sent me into depression and all sorts of things. I mean, I got trauma from jail, man. I had 6 months there. Being
it's a long time, man.
It's baby time in comparison to, I got people that have done and are doing real time, you know what I mean? But
consider that there's just 24 hours in a day and you got 6 months.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, no. And I just always was taught, you never complain about your time. You do your time and that's what it is. But 6 months is enough time. It's enough time if you're intelligent to really think while you're in there and see what that life is like, and that people live like that day in, day out for the rest of their lives.
You saw what it could have been, what the future could be.
And I see the type of people in there and, there's all sorts of things of reasons that are obvious why I wouldn't want to be in there. But, you got people that's life to them. And I just never wanted, after that, I was like, I can't let that become me. And just knowing how close I was to doing some serious time, I took it as a blessing. I wasn't like I was baptized while I was in there and was a changed man when I came out in all degrees, but I was definitely a lot different. And I left the life of crime after that. It just wasn't intriguing to me anymore. It's not cool. It's not sexy. And I want to be an asset to my community. And to myself, first and foremost, I want to be taking care of myself and doing right by myself and not letting my anger and my fear and depravity run my life, you know what I mean? So after that, it's just been a battle ever since to right my wrongs and get right with myself, be okay with myself, because I still have, you know, just trauma from things I've done that I'm like, it's hard for me to like myself sometimes, you know, because of the mistakes I made. But I've worked really hard. I know Cody's known me for probably 10 years at this point.
Yeah, where'd you guys meet?
I'm sure
Just
he's probably
making
seen
me-
a major change in me, I would assume.
Yeah,
From
no,
where I
totally.
was to now, you know, yeah.
No, yeah.
Where'd
no,
you guys
totally.
meet?
Just like I used to make music and shit, and used to wear his clothes, and
Yeah, that's
you
where I
know,
first. That's
or
where I
my
first heard
cousin
about it.
Drew was probably how we met. But then after that, we were acquaintances. Then we became friends, and it's never
You
let
said
up.
10 years? That's crazy.
Yeah,
how 10
yeah,
years has
It
gone
was
so
it was
fast.
about that. Yeah,
10
I
years
remember.
now, yeah.
I remember
I mean,
back
10
in the day,
years
young
was
Bobby.
2012, right?
Yeah, that's about right when it was. Right when City Chapter, or right when
Yeah.
Third
2011.
Kind.
Yeah,
2011.
Right when it started.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
And
it was
you've
probably
always-
2012, so almost.
And honestly,
Wow.
like certain people gravitate towards other people. Like you've always been on some, I want to do things. You know what I mean? And I'm doing something, but I could be doing a little bit better. And I've always really appreciate that about you. It's like, because there's always room for improvement. That's the type of cat that I am too. You know what I mean? Like I'll set a goal, and then like the goal will kind of be coming up. And even though I might be trying to hit the goal, I start to think, but you could be doing a little better. You know, and just know that. And I say this a lot, but from the outside looking in, you're a hard worker and your brand is long lasting, and everybody looks at everything that you do, that at least in my circle that I know, as something that's special and that's going to be there for a long time. And it's always been like that. So.
Yeah, when I went in and
So I
copped
always
that City
appreciate your
Chapters
presence.
shirt at the Zoomies, I was like, "Oh, this is legit."
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was
You
like,
see
this
what I'm
is
saying?
dope, dude. Yeah.
And like, there's something about knowing the guy. There's
Bro,
something about being like, fuck yeah,
So
that's
there's
my
something
homie.
crazy. I think that, dude, in my mind, your brand is synonymous with TS, because I think he was the first person that I ever saw rocking
Oh, me
it.
and
Like,
TS are heavy. We got a collab jacket coming out for his Live from Somewhere episode coming up.
Oh,
Yeah,
sick.
so
He's
the-
on next week.
Oh, he's on next
Yeah.
week.
TS is
Yeah,
on
is
next
he?
week.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, we just
Yeah.
got that little.
That's my
little,
dog. We working, man. We got a lot of stuff we're working on right now with him, and then DCM Collective, James Pacudas, and all them. Shout out to their team.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
both of them
Yeah.
will be on next week, and dude, they like TS, James, those guys inspire the fuck out of me, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
I'm so glad to have them in my life, man. They're like, it's, because I've been transitioning from old homies into being around and trying to build with people that are really trying to do good things with their life, and just be good people as well.
Yeah.
And those two, man, every time I talk with them, they lift me up, It's good to have that, man, because a lot of times I feel like I'm always the one doing that for my homies, but now I'm starting to be around people that are like picking me up, you know what I mean? Because I just, things weigh heavy on me, and so now I got a solid amount of people that I'm working with through business, but it's beyond that, because we're all about really trying to build something amazing here for our community, our town, our lives. And
it's just when it becomes
for
better
real,
than
when
when it becomes more than just you like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
trying to make this so I can make some money,
Yeah.
and it's like, man, when there's a bigger purpose there with that
Yeah.
community, especially the people, the artists that you're working with, plus the people that you're providing for.
Yeah.
It's
And there's
amazing, man.
and there's nothing better than being in a room full of people with everybody like understanding everybody's worth. You know what I mean? And
respect, yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
boom, you wouldn't be in this room if the worth wasn't at a high level for everybody here. And it's like, boom, it's all just right even.
Do you
I love
guys
that
ever
shit.
do you
I
guys
love
ever
it.
talk shit to yourselves? Like, you know what I mean?
Constantly? The worst critic is right
Like,
here
'cause
up top.
Because I talk shit to myself. Like, have some goddamn self-control, you fucking pussy.
Oh, God,
dude,
constantly.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, I want to get them raisinets at night or something.
Yo,
dude.
As soon as you said that, I cracked
any
that beer.
person that's
God damn it.
saying they don't talk to themselves or whatever, man, shut the fuck up. Because you
Seriously.
lying. Everybody talks to themselves. Like sometimes I'll be
that shit helps.
I'll say something to myself. Maybe a girl's around. She's like, "Who you talking?" I'm like, myself. She's like, "That's weird." I'm like, "No, it's not. You don't talk to yourself at home
Yeah.
just because I do it in front of you. Because I don't care. I'm
I don't
authentic.
care.
Yeah,
That's
real.
it right there.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's
And
the
it's
thing.
always things about, it's always like improvement too. I'm like, damn it, Cody. You know what I mean? Or something like that. It's never like, today's a good fucking day, Cody. You know what I mean? Like
dude.
shit like that. It's always like,
that's something you got to work on.
Yeah, it's always work on shit.
That's the hardest, man. Positive
And
affirmations.
there has to be both. You have to reward yourself.
Oh, yes,
You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, yeah, you did a good job, but you could have done better. It's like, come on, man, you did good.
Yes.
That's the one thing for sure that I've been learning as getting older. I'm 31 now. Is just like, it's all right, dog. It's cool. You know what I mean? Like, life is rough and you're gonna make mistakes, and that's a part of it. But you look at also at what you've done and got to so far, you know, and just, you know, like I was thinking in the car, I'm like, man, good job, man. You're going to a podcast interview. That's dope, because I like these things. I love talking. I love these kind of conversations. So anytime I'm on a podcast, I'm stoked that somebody wanted me to come talk, you know? So,
dude, can I take one break? Cheers to that. Cheers to what you just said. And that is so true. And it's really nice to be able to, exactly what you said, take a second, take a deep breath and be like, what I'm doing is dope, bro. And like, there's no rush on life.
Well, one of the reasons I started this podcast was because I'd have conversations with people and then they would pull that phone out or, like it was hard to lock in. Like I'm into just a deep conversation and I'm into psychology and understanding why people change and why people become better and what the motivation is and how you on a day-to-day basis keep it positive, keep it moving, that new day every day. Like sometimes like I understand that depression is real and you know what I mean? And people wake up and they're like, I don't see this as a fucking new awesome day. I see this as like a fucking another day I got to deal, you know what I mean? Or whatever. And I'm just like,
oh yeah. Some days I don't want to be here, dog.
You know?
And for me, it's not depression though. I don't like using the word depression. Me personally, it's not like, oh, I have depression. I don't say that to myself.
Yeah.
But I think what I deal with is just the challenges and the adversities of life wear me down sometimes because I want so much and I want to accomplish so much that sometimes when I do make failures or whatever, or, you know, something can trigger me to fall off and then I'm just not on game like I should be. You know, I think our society tries to categorize all this stuff and it's like, no, depression is a part of life, yo. Like, it's not nothing wrong with you in the sense that like you are diseased with depression. There's a way you can get out of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know though, because some people are depressed.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying there's always a solution. You know what I mean? If you just accept that you're depressed and you think that it's a disease or a chemical imbalance that you can't win against, that's not true. There's definite things you can do to deal with it. And I'm not saying you're not going to have a hard time in life. We're all going to have different challenges. I think if I went in, they would tell me I'm clinically depressed. Like,
and try to put you on meds.
I guarantee they would. Like and I might even have those chemical imbalances that lean, because sometimes I'm seriously like, yo, something's wrong. You know what I mean? Like this is not right. But I also feel that depression comes from your spirit not being connected to your true self, you know, or your true self being disconnected from your spirit, or one of those things, you know what I mean? Like there's something lacking that you're not connecting with that you need to find. And that shit's hard, you know what I mean? Like there's, you know, so many days I want to give up, you know?
I think at least like once every, for me, it's like I think once every couple months, every few months, I'll just have like a day where I'm just like this shit'll be bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where I'll just be like not like suicidal thoughts, but just like, fuck this, bro. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like you'll just kind of like, you feel all that weight. I
have weeks at a time like that, or.
See, that's really rough, man.
Yeah. And even this last week was real rough just because of that experience I had on Friday with, you know, just people. And that's why you got to be careful. That energy. Know, if you can, that energy, is that the kind of people that you you spend your time around, you call your friends and all of that. You know, it's something is real, and you have to be real cognizant of that. And sometimes it takes lessons like this for you to learn which direction you need to move away from and which direction you got to move more towards.
Is there something what happened last Friday you want to talk about or no?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Segue I wanted to ask you about is you've traveled a lot. You've done some overseas traveling. So you were saying like connecting, grounding, figuring out your purpose. That has to have helped.
What was it? You went to Ireland?
Yeah, I've been to Ireland.
I think that's what I read.
Yeah, I've been to Ireland, Iceland,
I think it said
Costa Rica.
Iceland?
Yeah.
Costa Rica.
That's where I wanna go.
I want to go to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica
How
too.
was that, bro? What would you, how long did you guys go?
I was down there for almost 2 weeks.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, which you need to go down. I mean, those
Like,
kind of travels.
when should we go?
2 weeks minimum. If you ever do trips like that, you need really a month at a place if you can.
I
At
agree.
minimum, at least if you're going overseas, you want to be gone a month if you can.
I agree.
2 weeks is still great.
Why?
but
Just because like
it
if
goes so fast, man.
Really?
There's so many things to experience, and 2 weeks is just so quick. It
like
is
if you went
so
for 5
fast.
days, it would
The
be
way
way
the
too
way I
quick.
look at it is
And
like
then
this.
travel time. Costa Rica's not too bad because it's like I want to say it's probably 12 hours
The flight.
all the way there from here.
The way I
Maybe
look
12,
at it is like
maybe
three
shorter
three days is like gearing down from getting out of the States, where you're just kind of like
Yeah.
on your phone.
jet lag.
You know,
Yeah, all that.
but you know what I mean though. You get there and you kind of in your old habits.
So I've never
And
been.
then-
I've never been overseas before.
But I mean, like when you travel, like when you do like a big travel, like at least this is just me, but I feel like a lot of people can relate. The first couple days is like kind of like you're stuck in your old habits, and then you kind of wake up and you're just like, man, fuck everything, bro. Like I'm out here, and that's the first couple days it takes.
Getting there.
You got to transition, and then before you know it, you're like, I gotta leave tomorrow. I've stayed 7 days and extended it for another 7.
Yeah.
That was in Mexico, and I was just like, I was like, this means everything to me. I'm already here.
Yeah, yeah.
How much is it to extend my flight? They said $100. Oh, we ain't going home for
I
another
did that
week.
same thing when I was just in Mexico.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Just-
bro.
I was down in Playa del Carmen.
Yeah.
And I extended my flight for a few days. I was down there for like a little over 2 weeks.
Bro.
But I had 2 hurricanes hit when I was there.
Me too. When I was there, a hurricane
Yeah.
hit, and that instantly made in my
I was
brain.
like, I'm staying longer. Mother Nature, you're not gonna ruin my trip. I'm
Hey.
staying longer, yo.
But also, here's the thing. You gotta feel me on this one thing. You're not. I know. I mean, you can say you are if you want, but I'm not balling. I don't know if you are or not. But it's like when you down there and you decide to extend your vacation. That's some fucking boss shit in your brain. you only you would know what I'm talking about, because you're just like,
We
man,
are balling,
you're-
dog.
But you're
We're
just
all
like you
balling.
pull out your
Look at
phone,
where
you
we're
call the
at.
airport, and you're just like, let me see, and then you figure out you can, and you're just like, bro, it's the best because it's like
Yeah.
2 vacations.
I gotta get out of here, bro.
It's like 2 vacations.
Dude,
Iceland.
yes, yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, it's what was in Iceland?
Full disclosure, I was only there for a little over a day. So
okay.
I got, but I still, I still checked out some of the stuff.
You gotta soak up a little bit
Don't
of the.
downplay
but-
it. He's been to Iceland.
Yeah, what did you do
So
in
what
Iceland?
happened? So check this out, everybody. I'm gonna hook you up with a little something for international flights. Scott'sCheapFlights.com. We got our round trip tickets to Ireland. We had to fly out of Seattle though, but now they have it to where you can just put in your 3 top airports. So I put Portland, Seattle. I'm probably never gonna drive to Portland for a flight, but I do have Seattle and Spokane on there.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I just get emails all the time for flights internationally. Crazy deals. So the one that I got to Ireland was $320 round trip
No.
from Seattle. And
Wow.
this shit's
That's
all the
cheap.
time. All the time they have deals like this. Like Costa Rica just yesterday, $200, $256 from Spokane round trip.
And this is like the Greyhound of
So,
the air. Like they're just putting you up there.
No,
and
no,
like
no.
that.
I mean,
What about
it's-
cost? And once you
it's-
get there, is it expensive?
it's-
Like to get around, is it's pretty cheap?
Well, depending where you go, Costa Rica.
I'm asking. I guess I'm not.
Are you
telling.
asking about Costa Rica?
Yeah, I'm asking when you went to Costa. Like, if you were to get a flight for $250 round trip, you know, if you spend $1,000,
you live like a king down there, bro.
Shit.
It's not.
We should go to Costa Rica. Zach.
We gotta go to Costa Rica.
plus all their money, like even like their $5 bills, like I forget the exchange rate, but like their bills are like in millions. For whatever reason, it's the weirdest thing. I'm like, how do you count this money? It's not pesos there. It's something else.
That's in
colones.
millions?
They're called colones, I think.
How do you count this money?
Their numbers are so big. You're like, how much is this? It look like 2 million colones. It's like $5. I'm like, so you go to the store and you got like huge numbers that you're playing with when you're in Costa Rica.
Ooh.
Mexico's way easier.
Yeah. Mexico's a good exchange rate.
Costa Rica, it's like their bills are just massive.
So how do you figure out the exchange rate? You sitting there with the app on, like up and shit,
Dude.
trying to like calculate it, or like people? Because I figured they just take your money. Like, yeah, no, that's $20.
I got a good story on exchange.
Oh, that's $1 million actually. Yeah, hand it over.
You see real, you know, poverty and it's paradise, but it's real poverty there too.
That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's.
I got a story about exchange
crazy.
rate in Mexico, bro. We went to Mexico, and it's tough to kind of like get a bulk of money. You don't want to walk around and pay for everything in American dollars. You can.
No, yeah.
But what ends up happening is they
Don't
start to they're slick, and they realize you don't understand the pesos just by the fact that you gave them a $100 bill. They just understand.
So you want to like exchange it before you even?
Yes, and so then that's also a hustle.
All pesos.
So I went into like a little supermarket, and so I'm walking around with a $100 bill, and like I'm basically like, all right, I'm just gonna buy something little, and then I get all pesos back into my change. So I did that for a day, and then I was like, man, I'm trying to turn like $500 into pesos instead of doing this $100 at a time, right?
Yeah.
And so I went to like a lady that was like in the front of the supermarket, like greeting people, and I was like, is there, you know, if I wanted to change this, is there? And she was just like, oh, you need to change your $100? We can do that. And
Is she speaking English or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I said, scams are kind of big, and selling timeshares hella big in Mexico.
Dude, they hustle everything.
And so you got to be careful if you represent money, right? So I said, I need to change this $100
Just if you're
bill.
American. Just if you're American, you represent money.
Yeah, I was wearing just like
you're-
normal clothes, trying to blend in. She just knew. So this is where I got caught up. I said, I need to change this $100 bill. She said, all right, yeah, we can change that over here. And I said, all right, cool. I need to change $500. And she was just like, where are you staying?
What else do you need?
Because she's like, nobody comes here.
She's like, where's your hotel? She was like, we can't do the $500, but like, you know, where's your? And I mean, she's like gesturing people. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of this. And it's just that simple. And Bobby knows how it is. Like in Mexico, like you just gotta kind of be. You know what I mean? Like if you represent, motherfuckers will rob you,
like,
bro.
We got one.
Yeah. And so on the way
you gotta
back
be
to the
careful
hotel,
down there.
I saw one of those exchange banks, and that saved my life. I went in there,
Go to
and
the
then they
exchange
gave
banks.
you a card, and then
Never use the ATMs on the street. Never use those. Go to a bank if you want to use an ATM.
And
or
so
go
I
to
just
the
did
exchange places.
I just exchanged a big chunk of money, and they give you a card to where all you do is just put it in, and then they know, and then you can change it to pesos. But that's a whole hustle is getting your money into pesos when you get to Mexico. So be careful about that.
Honestly, that's a big tip for a lot of people.
Yeah, we're going into some traveling tips.
Yeah.
But,
Seriously.
But the Scott's Cheap Flights.com,
That's another tip.
That's a
Flights.
serious tip for cheap
I want to go to
flights in
Ireland.
I need
Europe.
that
I'm
tip.
trying to see some of those grass castles. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
it's amazing over there.
Some of those mossy castles.
I've been dreaming of Ireland since I was a kid. We got family from there. That's where like my strongest roots are from. And it was everything I dreamt it would be. It was
That's
like
awesome.
one of those experiences, you know, like where you're dreaming about it and then you get there and it was like everything and more. It was an insane experience.
How long were you there for?
2 weeks wasn't long enough. Not
Really?
nearly long enough. Yeah,
What did
can't
you do
wait
down
to go
there?
back.
Just
Man, we landed on my brother's birthday, and so we did the whole Dublin scene and just hit the pubs and got smashed in Temple Bar District and just drank a lot of Guinness and Jameson. And then
What was that experience like in contrast to like America? Was it pretty similar? Or?
Dude, it makes over here look like shit. Dude, people are just so... It is so fun over there. It's
Really?
like what you think drinking and going to the bar should really be like. It is that.
God damn it.
Nobody's fighting. Everybody's happy. I had this one experience. We were at Bad Bob's, I think it's called. It's in the Temple Bar District, which that's the hot spot in Dublin. There's some other neighborhoods that got cool things going on, but that's where it's really going down. That's where, you know, St. Patty's Day is just insane there. We weren't there for that.
They
But
got some bad mommies over there, huh?
dude, from all over the world.
Ooh.
From
Dude.
all over the world, and they are so nice. They have no fear of speaking to you. And I hate to say it, but here it's rough out here, you know?
It's rough out here, bro.
Women out here, they're just, I hate to say it, ladies, but you need to be way more kinder, yo, and just open up. We're not going to bite you. We're just trying to talk and have fun, you know? And so...
There are a lot of weird dudes out here.
Yeah, no, of course.
So that I feel like they're trying to ruin it for everybody.
And I don't know what
Some
it
of these
is.
stories I hear, I'm just like, guys.
Yeah, no,
come
I
on,
get it.
your
I
act
get that.
together.
I get that, but you know,
Like, who's sending just dicks right through the DM?
yeah,
Like,
that's
what?
insane to me,
Bro.
That's insane.
Where do you find the lighting,
Bobby's
the
like,
confidence?
whoa.
Like, what?
That is for real, man. And
That's
that,
1080p.
That does irritate me, you know, because they're ruining game for all of us for sure. But there is something specifically about Spokane that has this kind of vibe. I've been to so many other towns, and every other town I land in, I meet women all the time, and it's just meeting women. You know what I mean? Just having fun, hanging out, no stigma, no cliquish bullshit going on. There's just a lot of that here, and I don't know why. I ask myself that a lot, and I hope that
Little
with
big
City,
town type shit.
yeah, I hope with City Chapters, man, and some of the experiences that I want to bring and thoughts I want to bring, we can change that, man, because it needs to be broken. And I'm not the only one that thinks and feels this. High majority of everybody
Bro,
I talk to
I feel
experiences
this.
this.
I experienced
Yeah.
it.
No, I've
So-
I've actually took me and Maria did a little like road trip, and I remember like being like, damn, there's homeless people out here, like in nice cities, and you'd start to kind of like, we were heading back to Spokane, and it's like as soon as you got back into town, you're like, there's a special fucking type of person here, you know what I mean? like it's Spokane breeds a weird skinny head. like you know what I mean, like tweakerish, you know what I mean, and it just doesn't give a good reputation. Nobody wants to come out, and so what that does is it's like when people do come out, they're all standoffish. You don't know who you're meeting, but you go to other cities, and it's just not like that.
I do feel like there's like something about meeting new people. Some people are just real open to it, and usually they're from somewhere else.
Yeah,
and then
that's
here
exactly
they're just
what
like,
it is.
"Whoa,
Yeah.
why are you talking to me?"
Yeah.
It's just like, what? Can we not be friendly?
Yeah,
Like, hey,
it's crazy. Like, I don't understand it. It's just weird. Like, my friends, like, let's say this is an example. This has happened to me many times. I go to a bar, my friend's there with his girlfriend and her friends, right? I go, he introduces me, or maybe I already know the girlfriend, but she introduces me to her friends. Go to shake their hand, they can't even look me in the eye. Okay, all right, whatever. And then I go about my thing, doing my thing that night. And then later in the night, my homie comes up to me. He's like, hey, you remember that girl you met? She really likes you. I'm like, really? Because she didn't even look me in the eyes or acknowledge me earlier. And now she's all talking about how cute I am. I'm not interested in that energy. Just be cool from the gate. You know, it's like people don't even know how to introduce, like real introduction. Like, when you shake hands, you look at a person
true.
and acknowledge them, you know
everybody in
what I mean?
Spokane is high, bro. That's why they all just like, oh, man, on that.
Yeah. They high on something for real,
Hey,
man.
but if
They
you
need to get some of that.
have
good
you ever
vibe, man.
like if you would approach like, would you ever approach that situation and go back up and say, you said I look cute or whatever, like, what's up? But like, you didn't even look me in my eye when you met me.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty raw.
God
direct,
damn,
but
I can totally see that word in them being like, God damn.
Dog, eye
all right, never
contact for
mind.
me is big, dude. Like, dude, when I'm in my 30s, right? When you're in your 30s, man, you really like kind of
For
assess
real.
somebody's manhood when you're talking
Yeah.
to somebody, like how they shake your hand, how they look at you. You kind of
it's
size
And a
them up.
woman. I judge both, you
Yeah.
know. And first off, I love Spokane, so I'm not trying to stereotype Spokane, because that could be seeming like, oh, I'm saying every girl
yeah.
here is like that. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we have some things to work on in our social scene.
We could do better.
That's what I see, and I know a lot of other people see it too. So I'm just saying, it's something we need to look at. You know, how can we make our bar scene feel like Nashville? You go to Nashville, man, it is popping. It is so much fun. What are we missing that we're like? It's just not fun here when I go out.
It just feels like
it's
everybody's
just
competing,
average and
everybody's just-
competing, and
That's why there's
it's
a lot of
just
fights.
A lot of
fights
competition.
and just ugh. It just feels like that. I'm just like, everybody trying to wear their fake jewelry and chains out and act like they big bosses, and some of them are, very few, and I know the ones that are. So it's just, I don't know. I just want to see heightened experiences that are more friendly. You know what I mean?
And you're a part of that.
And that's, I guess, it's weird. I don't even know how I came up with this idea, but I feel like it was a gift, and it's leading me down a path I never even saw coming, really. But
Bro, that's amazing.
But I'm figuring it out, and I think there's some really amazing things that will unfold with City Chapters. But I want to share that one story when I was in Ireland at that Bad Bob's, man. So from here, it's very rare, if ever, you would be in a bar and everybody's so friendly that you don't even know the person next to you, and you're just going to put your arm around them and have a beer and sing the songs that are going on, and like, but everybody's doing this in the bar. And so me and my brother were hanging out with these German girls, these amazing women. Like, they were just so cool, smart, fun, just, they knew their way around Dublin more than us because they were going to school there. And so they just took us in and were like, we'll show you around.
Yeah.
We're at Bad Bob's, and this guy's just killing it, dude. This guy, he is just a beast, man.
At what?
Playing the guitar and music, and
okay.
he's just killing it. Like, the whole place is just loving it. And the guy's just an animal. So he's just putting out the vibe heavy, dude.
For some reason, I see his chest hair out.
It was. It definitely was.
It was.
He was looking like Thor up there, dude. or something.
He was ripping that guitar.
But this guy, for real. So everybody in the bar at one point starts putting their arms around each other. Everybody's just like swaying together. And I'm standing there like this, like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because where I'm from, we don't do this, and I didn't even know how to adapt into it. And that's part of my nature too. I know there's plenty of people that have amazing experiences. Like, I've been to the Gorge. It's lovely out there, but it's outside of town.
But ain't nobody
I've never
swaying
had
arm and
that.
arm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, sometimes, but this time in Spokane, I had never had this experience. And I remember the German girl coming over to me, and she's like, "What are you doing? Come here." And just like brings me over and like puts her arm around me. I put my arm around her, and I just like melted into the scene. And then after that, it was just like,
I love this
such an
place.
amazing.
That's so sick.
yeah.
Imagine thinking like, how do I even approach this? And then it's just like it approaches
Bro,
you.
I felt
You're just
that.
like, boom,
when
part
you
of the
said
room.
that, I felt
Yeah.
that,
Me
bro.
too, for
because I
real.
could really put myself in your shoes of just like feeling all this like synchronicity and joy, and just being like,
I don't know.
so unfamiliar. Like,
The life-
How quick that can they make you feel comfortable?
Because-
It's instant. And then you're
because,
just
dog,
like, boom, thank you.
if you go to Lucky's on a Friday night pre-COVID, you know what I'm saying? It's just
man.
a lot of people just kind of fucking not trying to look.
People are so rigid, dude, and I'm
Rigid. That's a
rigid
good
because
word.
of it, because I feel
Yeah.
like I have to always be on my toes.
So
because
that's-
if I talk
that's
to
what that proved to
if
you.
that's what I want
when you went
you say
there.
hi to the wrong woman, you might have to fight somebody that night because that's my homegirl. It's not even his girlfriend. Or the dude just met the girl that night, brought her to the bar, and then wants to fight you because you said hi to the girl. It's like, whoa, bro, like, let's slow down.
How am I supposed to even know that you're with her? Like,
now we have to go to blow. Someone's got to die over this. Like, is this what we're doing? So I think I'm like careful about how
thing is that it affects you to the point that it changes you.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's because
it makes me that way because I'm in that environment.
That's what I always say. Do you like? Okay, but when it starts to change and then Spokane becomes that, because everybody's
you're a product of the environment.
Yes.
Damn it.
And that's what traveling is so good for people, because then you start seeing like, oh, it's not like this.
Everywhere.
It's not, this is not normal behavior. It's not normal what we experience here.
It's just very clicked up here, I feel like. I feel like it's like when people are cool, they're cool.
Yeah.
But then it really takes an extra kind of digging in.
There's some amazing people here. I've met some awesome people here.
Amazing. Dude, I've met some of the most amazing people here.
1,000. But in general, your experience out is going to be...
And the other thing too is
you never know. It could be really good.
So what is it?
But there's not a guarantee.
Is there something about like you're from Spokane, I'm from Spokane, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as you're like somewhere that you're not, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, you're from Spokane. What's that?
Oh God, it's such a fantasy land when you get out of here.
And same thing with you. You're like, oh, we're in Tennessee. You're in Tennessee. Like that's so. You're not from Spokane. That's so cool. Like we're all just from Spokane, meeting each other. Like,
you gotta say when you're away from here, you honestly.
I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
There's a little fairy tale when you start telling people, oh, I'm from Spokane. They're like, I've never. And you're like, you know where Seattle is? Yeah. Oh, it's over by Seattle. And people kind of trip out. They're like, oh shit. Mm-hmm. Like when you're really far away and you're in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because of what we're talking about, you end up downplaying it instantly. You're just like, where I'm from ain't shit.
No,
you know what I mean?
It's fine.
But realistically, everybody wants to come see it. And proven example is our homie moved up here from Houston. And he loves it here. He before he came, he was like, fuck yeah, bro. You know, so.
Yeah,
it's just because we've been here forever. We're a little jaded. You
get jaded.
I think you, and this is actually a good segue into being in your community where you're from and like how that affects you. And like, a lot of people are like, well, a lot of people hate where they live. You know what I mean? Like, we had a strong stigma for a long time. People did not like being in Spokane, which is now changing. And
it's growing.
And, it's like, so, but I think traveling's important in experiencing different communities and lifestyles because it really opens your eye to, all right, well, some of these things maybe be beneficial in Spokane, maybe
I can bring this back.
Yeah. And that's why, and the way I dream about City Chapters is connecting with all these different cities and all these different people that do amazing things in those cities and learning from them. Like the one thing I want to do, and I'm starting this year, I think my first episode is next month, is my own podcast because I love conversations like this, so I just want to talk to people that have done amazing things from cities, what they did for their city, learn how they changed their city, learn all these different ways that people have implemented positive change in their cities. And then, all right, Spokane, these are some things that we could work towards or work on, or bringing people from other cities in and being like,
or things that we're better at, maybe we're shining light.
We're teaching
you got a name yet?
Like
do you have a name for it yet?
It's just gonna be City Chapters Podcast.
Sick, bro. Simple.
Do you guys see a big difference between like Seattle and Spokane?
Oh yeah,
in those aspects.
Oh, as far as no, just a lot of people that's come from Seattle tell me and my friends, it's never been my experience there, but that it's really cliquish there a lot too.
Same thing.
But when I go there, maybe it's because I'm an out of towner from Spokane. I don't experience that at all.
And we just don't know the clicks.
I don't either, honestly.
So it's like we don't even know who's clicked up.
Maybe that's the thing.
I don't know. It's something that's weird when you maybe live in your own city and you're used to those. I think too, though, it can be detrimental to get stagnant in one environment. Like you start being there so much, the excitement of it is gone. You know, when you travel, it's new. You're like, your energy's new. You're like,
It's like almost like we need that.
yeah. So
We need to be getting out and experiencing that.
Yeah,
People that are just stuck, that's why
yeah.
they're sitting here just dwelling and kind of getting fucking
I love
tired
Spokane,
and they're
but if
bitching.
you get stuck here, it's bad, you know? Like, and I think it's bad for, I don't know, I can't say for everybody, but I think there's certain spirits that need to move around. Like, they have to travel or else they're going to get depressed and different things like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain people that you got to figure out a way to just go. Like, people hold back because of this and that
Because they don't know about fucking Scott's cheap flights. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why, bro. They don't got that link yet.
Yeah.
Now they're
Let
fucking
me
like, oh
link it
shit,
up.
$250. I got a
$250 to
$1,400.
Costa Rica,
I got a
man.
stimulus check coming. $1,400.
I'm actually-
Let me get number
you
3.
You could, dude, 1,400.
Take me to Costa Rica,
Dude,
baby.
you're living good. You could be down there for a month on 1,400.
Bro, I could get down there for
I
fucking
mean, you got to
2
be
weeks.
careful. Don't be foolish, but you could
But
be
no,
down there.
like if you just stay low key.
Yeah, you could definitely
I'm
do
thinking
that.
about putting my camper van on like outdoorsy so that like, you know, homies
that?
can it's just like a website where you could rent somebody's like travel shit.
It's like Airbnb for.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah.
I mean, you could swoop my camper van and be like, all right, I'm going to hit 101, you know.
I saw this weird one the other day. It's existing now, but I guess you can rent extra space in your house out to somebody for them to store their shit in your garage.
Oh, I
or
saw
whatever.
that shit. That's
I'm like,
fucking
what?
genius, bro.
God, people
I
are thinking
don't-
of everything though.
I just don't like it though. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you gonna be putting in my house, bro? And you're just gonna be coming up and back. I don't.
I mean, yeah, okay, so-
Yo, I gotta stash
me-
this shit in here for
For
the
me,
night.
I would never allow
Okay, so-
anybody
so-
to store their shit. What are you storing in there, dude?
Yeah,
wonder
so
if
you wouldn't
when
be
are
a,
you
you
gonna
wouldn't
be
be a
coming?
host, but would
Yeah.
you be a user?
No.
Okay.
I
What do you
wouldn't
mean?
trust
Would you-
storing my stuff at some place that I don't know. Who is this person? I don't
Well,
know.
especially because
I mean,
like,
obviously they'll verify.
God damn it.
them,
Why did I
but-
think that was such a good idea? I
because
didn't
how
really
could you
think about it.
even- How
In
could you even
concept.
replace it if it was like your dad passed away or some shit and you got his stuff, you know, and then like it's there.
Well,
and
that
then it's
ain't
gone.
going there.
Well, what do you store in there?
A whip?
I mean, a car. Just like, hey, can I park my car at your house for
A garage? No, garage, right?
A whip, I like that idea. You could just have your getaway car stashed around the city.
Locked?
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
okay. So
No, they
think
got you
about it.
on. They got you all.
It only
fucking-
works
they got
if
all
you're
your
doing dirt,
info
bro.
right
It
there.
only works if you're doing dirt. They're like,
It
yo,
won't
hell
work.
yeah,
It
bro.
won't work if you're doing dirt though.
No, 'cause
you're
Airbnb, they
gonna
got
be
your-
registered. And
Yeah, they got
you
your
can't
credit
do
card
dirt.
information.
Day and age of doing dirt, you better get real smart and technical because it's
That
coming
is
to a
smart.
close.
No, so your
You better be
homegirl
fake
got the
passports,
account.
IDs.
Bro, I knew a dude that. Bro, I'm telling you,
Damn
even
it.
over the
Fletch
last
out
That shit
5
don't
years,
work.
I knew a dude that was selling all the fucking weed, all sorts of shit, just over Snapchat.
I remember
Oh,
you were
yeah.
telling me
Bro, and
that.
I was like,
and
how
what
is this-
happened to him?
He's doing great.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he
Making
disappeared.
more money than ever.
He's still around.
Yeah, and he's
God
not,
damn
he's
it, bust his ass.
He's on
No, I'm just
Snapchat
joking.
doing like he's on Snapchat doing like motivational shit, like trying to change people's lives with like
So he's not doing that no
He's not
more.
hustling anymore, but he was
Oh,
selling
yeah.
everything on
He got out.
Snapchat. Yeah, and
He
he was
got
doing it
out.
forever, and I was just like, how is he just?
People do that. It's dumb, but hey,
I saw
feds
that
can't
too.
catch everybody.
I
Police can't
guess.
catch everybody. They can't watch all that content, but if they need to ever go back and look, they will. You know.
That's
So
true. That's true. Or if you go to
you know.
court, they need to use it against you. Or
It was
something,
fake.
you know.
It
That
was-
shit don't disappear. People will be like, "Oh yeah, Snapchat, bro, it disappears after."
It was
you,
fake.
You think that really disappeared?
Someone's
dog?
got it.
No,
Someone-
you just
they
say it.
record all that,
You
bro.
just tell him you say it was fake. It was just for the lifestyle, man. It was just for the likes.
Damn.
Fuck it. It's just for the likes. It wasn't real.
It wasn't real. It was for
wasn't
the likes,
real.
bro. Come on.
in,
I didn't
come look.
actually
I don't
meet
got
up
none
with
of that.
anybody.
That shit
Come
was
on.
fake. Look on Amazon. You can buy all that.
Hey, if it's not happening right now and it happened in the past, that's fake.
It's just fake,
That
bro.
was CGI, bro. What are you talking about? That
Yeah,
was
it's
just
just
me. What do you mean? This is just impractical jokers. I'm just throwing shit at the wall here.
How long do we get a run for on this?
Couple hours.
Nice, hell yeah.
Where we at?
Awesome.
7 o'clock.
What you want?
I got
Yeah.
6 messages from Mike.
Sweet.
Okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
we got all the time then, huh?
We haven't even really talked about we haven't even really gotten into city chapters.
That's
much.
fine as long as we got time. I didn't know
Oh,
where
yeah, we
you know
got
what it
time.
was,
Yeah,
so yeah.
everybody's good.
Yeah, we good. I'm interested because I read that Lil Jon bought a jacket.
Yeah, so
I thought that was tight. I was like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
An Atlanta jacket.
Yeah, what was that like? Like, what the fuck?
Man, that was, yes, please. Thank you. You read my mind, man. Appreciate that.
And if you need restroom or anything, he can tell you the code or whatever.
So, Lil Jon bought a jacket 3 months into me launching the brand. Bought one. I didn't hit him up or like ask for it or anything. I was on this app like within the first 2 months. It started off like just crazy. You know what I mean? Like had all these things happen so quickly. What was that app called?
It was
remember.
like something to like have your product on.
It was like Instagram, but for shopping only. This was like
not
before.
Etsy, obviously.
No,
not
it wasn't,
Shopify.
No, it was an app out of New York. Basically, it was an app where you could build a profile of all these cool different products that this app allowed on their site or on their platform. And people like Drake, Kanye, these different celebrities were endorsing the app. And they would build profiles of things they liked or purchased off the app. And so Lil Jon had a profile on there, found my stuff and bought an Atlanta jacket. And I sent him a few extra ones too. And then ever since then, I just sent him free stuff, because I'm not going to ask him to buy again. It's Lil Jon. He's a legend to me. I mean, I grew up in high school with dancers listening to his
Fucking
music.
So after the initial purchase,
Wow.
and you sent the extra, you've been sending him free shit. You just catch it in photos. Do you have expectations? Do you send any kind of messages?
No expectations. No. I just send it. We've talked about doing some different.
And you've been
different
talking
things.
to him, or do you?
Yeah, I talked to him through IG.
That's sick as fuck, dude.
Yeah,
that's tight.
And one time went down to Vegas. He's a residency at Hakkasan, and he put us on his list, and we got a party and shit. So
nice. And you met him in person?
I had never met him.
Oh, okay.
My homie,
you just like kind of kicked it within.
We were just there with in the vicinity, but it's Lil Jon. I'm not a dude that's like, hey,
of course not.
Hey, bro, I don't idolize or nothing. You know what I mean? So
it would seem like he'd probably have to come
there.
up to you and be like, oh, what's up? You're the dude from City. It's not like you would even come up to him,
But dog, I mean, he responds to me on IG when I talk about anything I'm interested in doing. It's hard to, catch his attention. The dude's got everything going on. It's Lil Jon, he's got real endorsements and different things. I'm just a little guy. He just kind of likes my jackets. And,
yeah, for real.
But I mean, he's worn my stuff in a lot of different. He's been caught on TMZ with it on. He's been in commercials with it on.
Really?
Yeah,
isn't that crazy?
That's so
he wore it
man.
to the Super Bowl that was in Atlanta just 2 years ago.
Bro, so that's just got to give you like a little piece of just like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's weird. It didn't help with social currency or like sales or anything like that. But it's just dope knowing like somebody of that stature so early on too caught my stuff,
just fucks with it
and
just,
bought it. He bought it. He could have reached out and be like, "Hey, bro, dig your stuff.
Send it to me."
Yeah, but he just bought it.
And he didn't have to and he found you. That's the biggest part.
And he just said in there, I want Atlanta. Just Atlanta. He custom made a jacket.
What's more authentic than somebody reaching out to you saying, I fuck with what you're doing? You're like, dude, I started it 3 weeks ago, but if Lil Jon's in me, oh shit. We must be in the right direction.
It was quick, man. I was like, what? It's weird because I knew that I was moving in the right direction when those kind of things started happening. And then I was in Zoomies. I was talking to Zoomies 6 months in, and then was in Zoomies, launched my gear, and was in store in the year mark of my brand. Zoomies didn't work out, and I don't want to be in Zoomies again. There's just different reasons. We were about to actually do another launch right before COVID, and then COVID hit, and then I haven't heard from them. So that's fine. But as I've thought through it more and more, I will deny a PO from them next time if they're ever interested again, because they're a box store. I want to be really localized in communities, and only local boutiques will be able to sell my stuff moving
Kingsley and
forward.
Scout,
Kingsley and Scout,
shit like that.
boutiques like that, you know, real local stores,
Like,
real
come on,
community,
man. Like, have you
not
like,
mall shit.
Such
yeah.
a beautiful.
Did the kids fuck with it in Zoomies?
Yeah, I mean, it all sold. My sell through was at where it needed to be for a new brand. It wasn't like through the roof, or it wasn't like my jackets sold off the yin yang like within the first week, but they all sold. And you know, it's hard to know different things about working with big stores. It's a whole different beast. And at first I thought that was my dream. Grew up going shopping at Zoomies, being a skateboarder, snowboarder. Be so cool to be in Zoomies. It was a dream. I accomplished that dream. I'm not interested in that dream no more, because I think it just devalues the brand for what I'm trying to do now. And the way I've shifted, you know, I just really hopped in the City Chapters. I had that idea for about, I think, almost 2 years before I started it, because I had Third Kind still, and I was like, I got this idea, and I told some people about it, like, it's a dope idea, you should do it. And I was like, yeah, maybe, you know. And then Third Kind, I was just like, where am I going with this? I have such a clear vision for City Chapters that I decided, you know what, I got to drop Third Kind, I got to do City Chapters. And, you know, right off the gate, all these things started happening.
Was it just more? It was just more the purpose, more the community,
all
that.
Yeah, higher purpose.
Like Third Kind was kind of just like,
it's just another brand.
Yeah,
you know, like
this
that's the thing about streetwear brands. Like, they're like, oh, we're lifestyle. Man, you guys are just doing the same old.
Like Supreme, like Supreme is the
Godfathers.
The Godfathers of exactly what everybody's trying to do.
Yeah, I like
in that lane.
Your logo's nice, man. Your logo's nice and clean.
That's
and
different.
It's because
what was wrong with the other one?
No, I didn't even get a chance to send it. He just my producer just said, "Oh yeah, got it for you. You good?" I was just like, "Oh, okay.
It'll work."
Oh, that's not the logo you sent over.
No, it's not. I didn't even send it, honestly. Yeah, he just said he already had it. I was like, "All right, cool."
But it's just one of those things where when you see it, you just know. You know, you're just like, oh, there it is. You know what I mean?
I wanted it to be simple, so you just see it and you're like, it's an icon that's just gonna be bold and stand out. And you know, I got things for Egyptian mythology, and so triangles and all that just makes sense. And I made that logo. And
are you part of the Illuminati, bro?
I have the Eye of Horus tatted on my shoulder, and this dude in Costa Rica, this Tico down there, he thought I was a part of the Illuminati because of this tattoo.
He's like,
and
oh,
I was
shit,
like,
we got one.
We were at some cool apartments, you know. They were nice, but there's those locals there. They were nothing lavish or anything. They were just some cool apartments that this guy had. It was pretty near the beach, and they were like $65,000, you know. So like, you could buy a dope apartment down there for $65K. Well, at the time, I don't know what they'd be now, but even maybe, who knows what things are now. But anyway, this guy, he was like, "You in the Illuminati, man?"
You're like, bro.
I was like, people, man, you don't even. All right, but yeah.
Now you could totally exaggerate that, like, yeah, dude. Yeah, man. There's all sorts of crazy shit I can't talk about.
Subliminally. That's cool. You brought some.
What were we talking about though on the other? Before the Illuminati, we were saying.
You were talking about the symbolism of like what you've used.
I made that logo pretty quick. I think it was literally like under 20 minutes I made that logo. I just was like, I'm gonna make it quick. That was my mindset going into it. I just had kind of an idea. And then like 20 minutes later, I was like, except the actual logo stacked, you know, the triangles above City Chapters and expanded. So.
Okay, yeah. You know, I was thinking about that too. I was like, man, I should probably.
Oh, it don't matter, dude. It's fine, dude.
Okay.
It's still clean.
I use that on the website, so yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's where they must have snagged it from. Looks like you brought some hats and stuff.
You know, I think it's crazy just how.
I did bring some hats.
I just think it's crazy how, like, you know, consumers really tie products to people.
Yeah.
Like I said, like when I think City Chapters, I just think like TS rocking a jacket. I just think like, cause he just like for so long, like everything I'd see, it just became a part of him.
Yeah, he wears.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
so it's like,
yeah,
then that just becomes a part of their identity, and then you want to fuck with that. And it's crazy how that's how the brands, why branded clothing and shit and artists always have such a good relationship.
City Chapters and the whole reason that it's so much deeper is because it connects with people that love their city. It's that easy of a connection. If you love your city, you're probably gonna like City Chapters in some format. You know what I mean? So, and even if you don't want to wear one of our jackets, but you love your city, I think you're gonna like what we're doing. It was just a no-brainer for me to make the transition once I guess it wasn't a no-brainer, but once it became clear, like, all right, this is a gift. Like, I feel like it was a gift, this idea, because I don't understand why nobody really thought about it before. And I had people always say that, like, man, why didn't I think of that?
Because you were meant to think of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I really, though, it weighs heavy on me too, like, where and why is it me? You know what I mean? And it's not just about the city jackets. Like, that's
like you were chosen, man.
It's a
like
catalyst.
It's got to be a crazy feeling that associates that all the way from the beginning of the story. When you're in that cell.
I've had some moments, but true.
You know what I'm saying? And then you felt like it was chosen the threes, and then that catapulting you into like, okay, I don't feel the purpose here, and then turning it into City Chapter. All this shit, like a door closes, a door opens.
Yeah, and Third Kind is in there. You know what I mean? With the triangle, you know what I mean? It's just like you can totally see the old, you can totally see the brand
evolved,
progressed into City Chapters. That's what I loved so much is knowing you as Third Kind too. So that's tight.
Yeah.
God, man, that's beautiful. So, where can people find? Where anybody can get a jacket. Anybody can get their own customized. Get their city. Get their block. Get their state.
Anything location
Cody had Lilac
based,
City.
Yeah, anything location based. We'll make a custom jacket for you. So
that's cool.
You are able to enter your custom text online. Pick your text color. We offer 3 colors: white, black, gold foil, and pick your jacket. And then that's it.
That's beautiful.
How easy
it literally feels like checking out on like any of the nicest, smoothest websites ever. One time he did a little promo and he mentioned it. You had to have got so many orders that day because I mean you mentioned it on a story. And I went on your site, and it was just like he's always dropping discounts and stuff like that. So everyone check it out.
What was the? So you have not a catchphrase, but like a motto.
Yeah.
What's that?
Every city has a story. Every story has chapters.
That's dope.
What?
That's so dope.
What?
Yeah.
You just came up with that one day?
I came up with it in the beginning. I'm good with words. I'm good with names and words, and even the name City Chapters is versatile because it makes sense for the jackets because if you take any kind of organizations that have chapters in different cities, that's what I want to do. Every time somebody in a different city wears a jacket, they're now a chapter of our brand, you know? But also it can sound like a nonprofit as well, you know? And so I'm definitely trying to move towards doing more community-based work, you know, whether that's doing community service, doing events, things like that.
Which would be real sick is like City Chapter sponsors like a football jersey for kids.
For like a team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying it wouldn't be anything like
I'm gonna be making the Super Bowl championship jackets call it. It will happen at some
One
time in the
day.
future.
Yeah, he
Yes.
gonna make them
But
Seahawk jackets. You know,
I mean, of course, yeah, that's community.
Whoever wins, I don't care. I'm sorry, but I'm
But you know,
making
it would, it would go far.
no bias.
It would go far in
But we
you know,
could get the
kids
Hawks
had
there.
them
I'm
on,
with
you
it,
know?
man. But
That'd
those
be
are
cool.
those are big dreams, you know what I mean?
Nice.
But those are things I think of and shoot for. Like I want to make the dopest custom city not even, well, they are all going to be custom. So the dopest custom city jackets in the world.
Yeah.
Like that's my thing. That's what I'm doing. And I'm the only one doing it. It's someone, hopefully I do it the best, you know, if somebody wants to hop on and try to do what I'm doing. But, you know, I think I'll always be the originator regardless. So, I just see like, just this vest,
Is the vest for sale on your website or not?
No, it's
God,
not.
see, I always ask him, come on with the vest. I want that vest so
but
bad.
I can custom make you one.
I know.
was just gonna say, DM him. He'll custom make you one. I'm
God damn
sure.
it, it's sick.
But if you've seen some of the higher end stuff I make, like when I wear those out, people stop me 'cause they don't even know who I am or nothing. They just like, where'd you get that jacket?
For
I had
real.
one guy buy a jacket off me for $500 on spot. He
right
just
there
met
where you
you?
had it on.
Yeah, he's like, dog, where'd you get that jacket? I want that jacket. I was like, I told him like, I make them, and he's like, how much do you want for it? I was like 500. He's like, all right, boom, right there, and I just took it off my back.
You
and
told him 500?
I told him 500.
You just gave him the
You
one
must
off your
have-
back.
Yeah, I just sold it right there to him.
Oh my
It
god!
took your jacket
Was it
off
cold?
your back.
Yeah, it was cold.
Oh my
Bro,
god!
that's
Damn, bro.
It was a
hilarious.
thick bomber one. I don't know if you've seen one, Cody, but
Oh,
they're
I love
like
those
big
bombers.
military
Yeah,
bombers.
yeah.
And the puffy like MA1.
Because I saw that you have
And
the
it was
thin
Spokane?
ones.
Yeah, it was
was it?
Spokane. It was a Spokane one.
Because I know you have the thin
Damn.
ones, and I was like, man, I want a thick one.
The problem
Them
about
thin
those
jackets
ones,
are nice.
them bombers, they are really expensive to make,
Yeah.
and so, you know, getting people just to buy these thinner ones, the price point is like just now people are getting comfortable buying what I'm offering because it's just taking time for people to want to spend that money. You know what I mean? Like I'm asking people to spend $70+ on average order because really all I offer is the jackets. I do have these hats up right now and some hoodies for Spokane, but it's hard to do all these different products for all these different cities. So right now, you know, it's like that's the beauty of having the way I make my jackets is like I print them on demand. So I can make anything at any time, and the way that I make them is suitable for jackets, but not really anything else would the process that I'm using be suffice, you know. So I don't inventory the jackets. Order comes in, I order that jacket, I make that jacket, I ship that jacket, you know.
Oh,
So
sick.
I'm able to run my business with low capital, you
Just
know.
very, very
What did you
custom.
model? What
Yeah.
did you mimic that model off of? Is there something you saw? Did you make that up? How did you know to not put yourself with a bunch of inventory like that?
Well, it's just really based off of print on demand concept business, which I worked at Zome Design out in the Valley for 4 years, and I learned a lot there. And then I learned about different decoration processes, and I saw one that I could use for city chapters that would allow me to make the jackets custom on spot. So
I like it. I think it's really smart that you don't inventory a big chunk of clothing that you gotta like sell off by a certain date or anything.
that's what kills a lot of brands.
Then there's that pressure. Then you're selling them for the wrong reasons. You're just out here doing the Lord's work, really. You're just
For real.
like really,
real.
like you're out here, dude. Literally, you're out here trying to change lives. You're really trying to bring the community together.
Yeah.
Spokane together, making it cool to put that name on the back of a jacket.
I
It's
will
funny
say
that I
was just gonna say I will say I'm an owner of a custom jacket for my business name.
Yeah, that
and
shit's
my
cool.
wife
That shit's
has
clean.
one, and she wears it every single time she does anything with the business. She gets stopped daily, and it's like, where did you get that jacket? And she constantly has to tell people. And also, people stop us and say, "Oh, you're a detail shop." It's the most genius marketing tool ever.
Works both ways.
Perfect.
So what is just citychapters.com? They can go on
Yep.
there, customize anything.
citychapters.com.
Wow.
And IG is at City Chapters. Everything at City Chapters. So grabbed it all up.
That's good. That's
Beautiful.
good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, thanks for coming, dude.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah.
These are for us or what?
Yeah.
Oh my
Nice,
God.
dude. I call the camo one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, of course, man.
Absolutely.
Shit on right now, bro.
Ooh, look at these quality
Yeah.
snaps.
Hell yeah.
Right there.
Bang, bang.
City Chapters, baby. Bobby, man.
Yeah.
Dude, for real, this is just more than I could have imagined it would be, bro.
Cool.
I'd never met you before this podcast,
it
and to
was our
sit here
first
and to really break into it, bro, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like
I had
this-
a great time,
I
man.
gotta loosen this up. It's like squeezing my head.
It's your little head.
Yeah, dog,
That's
like,
what I'm talking about.
I'm keeping that straight
Spokane.
face.
No,
I'm like,
no, I'm just joking.
you know what, that thin head?
That Spokane's
Bruh.
rubbing off on Zach.
Yeah, I was born a Sacred Heart, bro. Don't make fun of my thin head. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Love you. Bobby, City Chapters, www.citychapters.com. Find them on Instagram. Love you guys. Peace.
Yo, I'm just happy to be here.
Do you guys ever talk shit to yourselves?
I love space. I love clothing. I don't know. I was a nightmare. I was America's nightmare. Pitbull on meth, you know what I mean? Like,
Tats on his face.
not cool, not sexy, and
Dick.
look like shit. It wasn't long enough. Not
Really?
nearly long enough. Yeah.
It's a weird skinny head, like you know what I mean, like tweakerish.
And just, ugh. It just feels like that. I'm just.
Okay, I don't feel the purpose here.
This podcast was brought to you by Speak Spokane, a community-driven podcasting studio space where people from all walks of life can speak and be heard. Follow along with us on Instagram at Speak Spokane and visit speakpodcasting.com to learn more about starting your podcasting journey today.